Good evening and welcome back to season 2, episode 7 of the LTC Uncut. You're here with Tisha.
Newest member, Elliot. Some of y'all might know me from the movie Sister Act 2. I was in the crowd when you were singing Oh Happy Day. I'm the first guy you gave dap to. So if y'all remember that, yo, holler at me.
And I'm Ali.
Yo, y'all ain't see me in Sister Act 2 when he was like, Oh Happy Day?
Yeah,
He came over his dap when he hit the high note.
I was right behind.
That's it right there. He bumped you. Remember he did a little leg bump? That was us
Almost
right there.
messed up my high note.
Do us a favor, everybody. Right at the bottom of the screen, you will see. Please follow, like, and share the LTC Uncut. Flip over to Instagram and go and follow us at LTC Uncut as well. You can also follow us on the website at www.ltcuncut.com. All right, so tonight we have 2 special guests here that are going to be speaking on a very touchy subject that is not talked about, not a popular subject, and we want to shed some light here today. We have some stories of all kinds that are going to come out in regards to domestic violence. Sitting here to my right, we have Denise Powers, who is a motivational speaker and also a domestic violence survivor. So welcome to the couch.
Thank you. Thank you guys for welcoming me. Thank you.
And then sitting over there next to Elliot, please introduce our guest.
She got a scared look on her face like she's a survivor. You see her over there like, all my life I had to fight.
I'm a survivor.
Yo, look at her face. She's like, please don't beat me. Yo, you gotta relax, beloved. Chill out. You be alright. We ain't gonna hit you. Maybe. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Betty.
Betty, welcome. So you guys, as you know, Elliot in the beginning said that he is the newest member of the LTC Uncut. Baby, I told y'all we had some fire. Well, bam.
Thank you.
It is. So
Glad to be here.
make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at MRSTICIA. Where can they find you, Elliot?
Facebook, Elliot Groover. Instagram, he irons dirty jeans. I mean, yo, look at these jeans. You think I watch these shit? Yo, y'all gonna recognize these jeans for like 3 episodes in a row. Y'all gonna be like, yo, he dead ass about them jeans. You check the history. If y'all watch 3 episodes in a row, I guarantee these jeans will be on. I love these jeans.
And,
Yo, you know what I'm saying? When I don't wear drawers.
Don't you got a wife?
Yeah, I got a wife. I'm telling my business. I'm
just
single
saying.
on podcast. No, I'm joking. She might be watching this one day. I'm gonna block her on this shit. How you block somebody from? Never mind. Go ahead, go.
and you can just follow me on Instagram at just_Ali216.
That's what's up.
All right, and Ali has some information in regards to domestic violence that he'd like to share. So before we hit this subject, Ali, take it away.
So before I start, it's just 5 myths about domestic violence before we even dive into it. This is by the Washington Post, Susan Paisner. One of the myths is domestic abuse is only physical, which we're going to dive into. The next one is men are the only abusers. The next myth is domestic abuse is a crime of the poor and uneducated, aka black people. The fourth one is if the victim doesn't leave, the situation must be tolerable. And the last myth is the abuser just snapped one time. And before we start, we want everybody to get a piece of paper and pen and write down if you know anybody or if you need this number for the National Hotline Abuse. The number is, and it'll be at the bottom of the screen, 1-800-799-7233.
All right, so domestic violence is it's really touchy, and it doesn't just happen to women, it happens to men also. Domestic violence is something that is powerful, I would say, as far as the amount of force that's used, the actions that are taken, and then it plays heavy on your body and your mental. Now, Denise, you are a domestic survivor.
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you share with us and everybody your story? Just give us a little background history.
Just a little background. I got married. I rushed into love, looking for love in all the wrong places, and I got married, not even taking my time to get to know the person, to realize his background, to realize what type of man he was. And I went through domestic violence. I married him early. I had a child by him. I got beat. Our whole marriage, our whole relationship. I got beat. I got clothes ripped off of me. I got choked. I got slammed. I couldn't even speak to nobody, and everybody know me. Everybody know Denise. Denise from Kennedy, Denise from the hood, Denise from down the way. Everybody know me. And if I look left, I'll be like, "What's up, Elliot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you after him? Oh, you did this with him?
And she ain't give me nothing.
None." So soon as I go home, I already knew what it was. Smack, punch, kick. I got car seats thrown at me. I got hit in front of my child, my son. All I can say to people is take your time. I don't want to dive too much into it unless questions are thrown at me, and I will answer y'all questions to my best ability. But getting into domestic violence, I have been through so much as a child, molestation by my real father, and I didn't know love. I didn't know love. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I wanted a man to love me so bad that I was willing to take it. Forget it. Forget it. I want you. I love you. Whatever little bit of love he was throwing at me, I wanted that. I wanted a man to love me. I wanted to see how it feels. But by me not knowing what love is, that was love to me. So until you learn God and you learn to love yourself, and you learn that you are a strong woman of God, that no man can never hurt you. No man will never love you and hurt you at the same time. So it takes you to learn God. So for people out there that feel like y'all can get through any situation without God, you cannot. You cannot. Because going through my situation, I didn't know God. I'm telling y'all, my first time going into church, I had on a club skirt, some club heels, and a man brought me into church. I met him in Burger King, and he gave me a scar. He said, "Come to church." And that was God bringing me to church, because other than that, I was in the street. I was having sex with this person, with this person, with this person, with this person, because I didn't respect myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. All I kept doing was hurting myself, whether it's messing with any man that was hurting me. I didn't care. I didn't care.
You were trying to fill a void.
I was trying to fill every void, not just a void, every void. I don't have a mother figure. I have my godmother, that is my everything. That's my mother figure. But back then, I didn't have a mother figure. Any woman that grew up, every female I can say, look at their father as their best friend. I couldn't call my father my best friend. All I can say is my father raped me. So that took a whole lot to know that your biological real father just sat there and said, "I'm getting you ready for the real world." So that stuck in my head.
Yo, that was your real dad?
My real blood father, yes. So when your real blood father can sit there and rape you, not knowing, I don't know what's going through his head, why he's doing this to me. But when your real father can rape you and say, "I'm getting you ready for the real world," that hurt. That took me through HELL. I don't want to hurt.
You,
yes.
How old were you when the abuse started?
I was actually born in Kennedy. I was in the 9th grade. I was born in Kennedy. I told the principal, they called child services, and that's how it got out there. But yes, I opened up in Kennedy. I was going through so much in Kennedy, so that's a whole nother conversation. But yes, I opened up in Kennedy.
What would you say some of the signs that a person going through, I'm not just going to say a woman, but anybody going through domestic violence, what are some of the signs that they should look for in their partner? Like that says, like, yo, something ain't right with this dude, or something's not right with her.
They foundation. Do they believe in God? They foundation. A man that does not love their mother or that disrespect their mother, what makes you think they ain't going to disrespect you? Somebody please tell me, because if a man can sit there and say, "Mom, who you talking to?" or hang up on their mom or check their mom, or even if they playing, you should not never play with a woman, because women out there, teenagers out there, they continuously play fight, and that play fight get physically. Y'all think that's cute, it's not cute. I do not like seeing young women play fight, because then when a man get physical, it's a whole big problem. It's a whole big issue. Now, he hurt me. You okayed it. Not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but as a woman, I don't want my daughter out there playing with no little boy.
Right.
I don't want her thinking it's cute. I don't like that. But I feel like you should look at their family, their foundation, look at their beliefs, look at how they carry themselves. When y'all me females, the first thing y'all do is say,
How much?
how you doing? You know, y'all asked about our last relationship, am I right?
Right.
Y'all asked about
You got
where
a
we
relationship
work
with
at.
your
Y'all try to get to know us. You know what I'm saying? And when a man asks all that thing, y'all find out our weaknesses. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
And that's what
I respect
females
that.
mess up at, because
Yeah, we
a
play
man would
we
get
play
to know you, and they would get, you would think, oh, this man, he right for me. He is so right for me. He doing everything I want him to do. You know what I'm saying? But if a man is not sitting here praying with you,
Ooh.
lifting you up,
Oh.
saying, baby, I'm sorry about everything you've been through. I'm going to show you a better way in life. I'm sorry you've been broke. I'm sorry you've been house to house. I'm going to take you to a better house to live. Should no man throw in your face what you've been through. Should no man throw in your face what you don't have.
You gonna
Should,
get a lot of men dumped
should no
tonight.
man throw in your face. I don't
I'm
care.
about to be single after this. Like,
No,
shit.
because no, not putting you on front, but some men have a problem with not knowing how to deal with a woman that been through domestic violence. How you deal with a woman that been through domestic violence? You open up that Bible. You say, let's better counseling together. You say, let's pray together. You say, I'm sorry, but now I'm here to heal you. You open up her and you show her love. You don't show her negativity. You don't open up to the whole world.
Ooh, we about to be
You show
better
her
men
love.
after
You
this.
show her love and affectionate.
We about to be better men after this. I'm respecting this. I'm about to
No,
actually-
I'm just being.
But the only scary thing about this is that they're, like you said, believe in God and everything, but there's a lot of predators in church.
It is.
There's a lot of
It-
men in
listen,
there
listen.
falsifying
It
and
is.
using blasphemy to
Yeah.
actually get women.
Mm-mm. I don't care if you a Muslim. I don't care what type of religion you is. Everybody believe in somebody a higher power.
Of course.
Everybody believe in a higher power, and anybody that believe in a higher power believe in respect. I don't care what religion you is. They got respect in your religion. They got some type of love in there, whether a person cover up their body or show their body or hide themselves. It's some type of respect in there, and that's where the line draws. Men does not have respect for women. You know how hard it is for a woman to find a man that's going to love her and accept her for everything she's been through?
It is absolutely.
That's-
It is
scary.
hard.
It's scary. That is.
That's-
Because if a man is not strong enough, he's going to run. He going to run.
But it's sometimes, like, I understand that because I've dealt with a lot of emotionally unstable
Yeah,
women. And it's
it
like,
is.
you already got your problems as a black man in this
Yeah.
society, and you're trying to uplift her
Mm-hmm.
while maintaining yourself. And it's tough because some women have been through so much in their life that you're constantly trying to break down that wall to show them that I'm different,
Yeah.
but they still are so used to toxic relationships
Yes.
that they bring that energy to the next
they
relationship.
do. And you know what? Let me say something on that, because this is something that I have internalizing for myself. I have a lot of things that have happened within my relationship that I'm not completely healed from. And in order for me to grow and heal from that, I gotta take a step back and I gotta look at myself. And that has to do with me going to speak to somebody. I realize that I am harboring a lot of things within me that I need to go speak to somebody about, so that way I can learn how to better handle the situation that's going on. And oftentimes we have people who will be like, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, and they find other things. They drink to cope, they smoke to cope. You have some people, I used to be like a binge eater where I'm stressed in, so I would stress eat. And they don't really know how to deal with that and how to cope with that. And so for me, I'm teaching and learning that, yeah, you got to go talk to somebody. Because you can't, and then you cannot talk to somebody like a friend, because everybody going to say, oh, just leave, or just do this, or just do that. They're going to give you, this is what I would do. But then when you sit down and talk to somebody, they are actually listening to you and helping you come up with some solutions and work through some of those issues. So now, can I ask you, Denise, how old were you when you got married, and how long did you stay married?
I didn't stay very long, to be honest. I didn't stay very long. I got married when I was 21. I did not stay very long. I actually married him quick, to be honest. To be honest, I married him real quick. He was showing me, my son at the beginning did not have a father figure. You know, some of us men can be, you know, not grown maturely, but at that point in time, he didn't have a father figure. And when I met this man, he started picking my son up, being in his life and everything, showing my son and showing me stuff I never seen. So I grasped onto that so quick. This man got out of jail. I married him right when he got out of jail, y'all. This how much everything was good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't
Yeah, jail must.
everything was good.
Me and you, we both slim, but the jail muscle niggas, boy, they get them, man. They
Yes.
dog right now.
Yes,
though.
but I was not. It's like as soon as I said I do, that's when everything started popping. And just think, this man, this man family owns a whole full church. Mm-hmm. So you would think because he's part of a church that he would not even be this type of man, but he was. You know what I'm saying? So it is true that women is not only mentally unstable, men is too.
Yeah.
They just don't show it
Right.
as much. Men hide. I feel it like men hide it and women show it more.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think
You know
about
what I'm
that
saying?
statement?
I agree.
I
I agree.
You hide your,
I feel like
this is a
men
show
hide
out. Have you
men.
guys watched You yet?
Yeah.
I
saw
Have you
it.
seen You on Netflix?
Yes.
There's a show called You.
Yes.
I'm not trying to plug them,
Yes.
but it's about guys that play
Yes.
on women, and we watch from afar. We learn
Yes.
your weaknesses, we learn your strengths, and from there we capitalize
Yes.
on that. And I've been known to do certain things
Yes.
like that. I'll look at a Facebook picture and I'll be like, oh look, she likes Starbucks, okay.
Yeah.
So then I jump a conversation when I'm talking about
Stop,
like,
what's up?
And
yeah,
that's-
like
that's-
mocha lattes. I don't even drink that shit.
That's
But
the scariest thing.
It's-
That it is the scariest thing to know that somebody is with social media, because that show. We talked about this before, Ali. The show itself, it shows. Your social media page shows everything about you, from what you like, from what you eat, the things that you wear, your favorite color,
Locations
your
you
birth.
be at.
Mhm.
Yes. And it gives somebody who's looking at you, who's liking 50 pictures back from 2008, the opportunity to say, I know who this is. So if I'm going to pop up one day with her favorite things and say, oh, hey, I didn't know you worked here.
That's me. I'll be right at your Walmart register with a cup of Starbucks. Like, oh, you drink this? Wow, that's crazy. I'm Elliot.
So, from all of the pain that you have experienced in the relationship with your ex, it caused you to want to go out and help women?
I wanted to help women from everything I've been through.
Okay.
From being burned at the age of 2, from being talked about, from being molested, from being, beaten, my 5 screws in my arm, from being house to house, from disrespecting myself as a woman, from having sex with all these men, from being out there just not respecting myself, from not knowing what love was. Everything I've been through, and I look at myself now and that can't nobody tell me God ain't real. Yes, that made me want to speak. I talk so much on social media. I feel like I pray and ask God to use me. So I'm not that type of person that's going to be like, girl, pray about it. I'm going to pray with you.
Okay.
I'm going to pray with you,
Yo, she better
and I'm going to walk
Scott
with
King.
you, period.
Mhm.
So, because I had somebody walk with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have the fake friends that want to be your friend when you kicking it or you entertaining them, and then when you dying out, girl, let me take you to the police. Let me take you to the police. Where was you at?
Right.
I didn't have the fake friends. I had one family member that came and got me, and I love her to this day. I thank her to this day. I couldn't even move.
Mhm.
When I got beat, she came and got me. I couldn't move off that bed. The ambulance came, slammed me down in the slather. I couldn't walk. I got 5 screws in my arm. So I had that love and support and that help, that real friendship. I didn't have that fake friendship. That I don't have friends.
So after he would do, your ex-husband
Mhm.
would do these things to you, what was his remorse? Was he remorseful? Was he the type of person that gave you gifts? Like, what was his buy-in for you after he did something like that?
But see, you know what? Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Some people might like gifts. Some people might like, let's take you out or whatever. Well, my effect was sex. Like I said, it goes back from my molestation and growing up as a child. My thing was sex. So all he had to do was love me down, baby. I love you. I'm the only man that's gonna love you like this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He put it down,
wipe
y'all.
the blood off your
Put
head
it down
and
like I
turn you
love
around.
you. And you know, some of us women, we fall for that. You know what I'm saying? When we not healed and we don't believe that God do have a man out there for us, we listen to that and we let them words go into our head. So I let all them words. Don't nobody love you. I'm the only one out here that love you. I'm sorry. I never hurt you again. I never hit you again. And then I was told all my sisters in it was married. My whole family, they got their husbands, you know, and I'm so steady trying to keep my family together and be strong. I took beatings for a whole year. I almost lost my daughter. So I took beatings for a minute. Like my sister, she would not take that. She used to come to that door like, I know you hit my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care. I ain't scared of you. But I shut my whole family out. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this my husband. You disrespecting my husband in my household. So when you mentally messed up, like I said again, my effect was sex. And just holding me because I didn't have that. All I just thought was, this man making love to me is real. You know what I'm saying? This man holding me is real. As long as we in the same household, it's real. But at the same time, he's disrespecting me. He's hurting me. He's hitting me. He's harming me. You're sheltered. You're sheltered. Until you let go and you let God and you sit there and you learn love, you're sheltered. You're sheltering yourself. So.
So, go ahead.
I mean, I have a question, but this is like a very deep question.
Go
Maybe
ahead.
you're not, okay.
I don't mind.
Do you
Get
feel
deep, because I want you to get deep, because the deeper y'all get,
I
somebody
don't-
out there might be going through it and need to hear it.
So did you feel like the fact that it was okay for your husband to hit you because he compensated with love, like that's how you showed his affection, is because your dad did that to you and that's your father, so in your head, this is somebody who truly loves me and he's doing this to me.
Oh, that's a good question.
And now, this is
And
happening,
you know
so
what, to be
mentally,
honest-
consciously, it's
I was mentally messed up like that. Like, literally. Like, I had to deal with him telling me, you want me to rape you like your daddy did. And this is my whole husband.
Oh,
So,
shit.
yes, mentally, yes, I was messed up.
That just
I
made my
was
heart
messed
beat
up
fast. That's
in the
Yo,
head.
what?
So, I'm going to be
Sound
honest with you. So,
Yeah, that hurt.
yes,
That hurt.
it hurted. So,
That
Did he
hurt.
go
You
to jail
shared
for that?
it. Yeah, you shared this with him. Like, this is your husband.
Yeah.
He knows all
yes,
your
yes,
deepest
but
secrets.
like I said
And he
again, me
used
and
it
her
against
too. You get what I'm saying? Not taking up for him,
Mm-hmm.
but if nobody's healed, if you got two hurt people.
Hurt
You know what
people.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hurt people. So mentally, he's messed up in the head because you don't know what he done seen growing up. I know, but I can't expose his business. But hurt people. And you know, until they're healed, they're gonna keep on hurting people. So now he's locked up. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? And see, I healed myself. You know, I still struggle through relationships. I still go through people on social media or in my inbox trying to test me to see if I'm still going to have sex with them or if I'm still going to be, you know, vulnerable, or maybe I can get her because I know she's good at this, or because I like to be friendly, or on Facebook, y'all think I want to be open with y'all. No, I don't. If ain't nobody about to read the Bible with me or a verse with me,
Right.
go to church with me.
3:16.
No, I need more than John 3:16.
That's it.
Everybody know John
Golly, that's all I
3:16.
had.
I need y'all to tell me about Abraham. I need y'all to tell me all the good stories.
Job.
Right.
No.
Job, Job.
No, it's Joe.
Joe.
Tell us the story about Joe. You got it?
Uh-huh.
You got
Oh
it?
yeah, Job went through some things in his
Yeah.
life. Yeah, he went through some trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
and they took his wife, they took his land, they took
Yeah.
everything, but he stayed with God. You thought I didn't know that?
Come
But see, that's how he got a good wife, though. He got a good wife, though. He's
Like
back.
crazy as shit. I'm about
It
to
don't
show
matter.
what's going on in my domestic violence.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute, y'all thought I was playing? I brought my domestic violence Timbs. Hey yo, my wife, I shouldn't have told the story, I should have said my wife, but she's been through some toxic relationships.
Yeah.
And recently, I was stepping on my socks to clean up all these at Family Dollar right before I got here. There was a time where, when we first got together, she didn't understand that if we're arguing, it doesn't have to go to that next level. It can stay agree to disagree.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk to the store. I'm just gonna run to the corner store, grab some cigarettes or something. She was under the impression that I was going to cheat.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm just going to the corner store. You're bugging. And before I know it, she's in there,
Slicing.
domestic violence in my Timbs, and I'm a New Yorker. This is like the end of, you know what I mean, when Obama gave his last speech.
Oh.
Is what this felt like. It hurt. It was like Kobe Bryant retiring for me.
Wow.
And I brought these Timbs out. And I had to actually walk around Family Dollar when I was buying my socks with these Timbs on. And people probably thought I was homeless or something like that. But domestic violence just doesn't happen to women, which goes into what you were saying. It can happen to men too. Some women feel like if you're not angry with them or show aggression towards them, that you don't really care about them because they went through similar situations
and
with
that's
that.
what they're used
Look at these
to.
Timbs right here. Look at this.
And
Not
I
even
agree.
bring nothing else. Look at that. Can y'all see that?
I did that, you guys. I
You
was
come- you
only
cut
married
Tim's up?
one time. No, listen, I was married twice. Twice. My last husband, I did that. And when we got married, I actually swung on him so much every time we argued because that's all I knew from my abuse relationship. I did. I used to swing with him like, I hate you, I'm mad, and everything. I did all that. So I can actually relate to that because, you know, but at the same time, that nigga was cheating, y'all. That nigga was cheating.
I
so
wasn't
he
cheating,
deserved
I
it.
was
He
no
deserved
force.
it.
Follow your gut. So now, Miss Betty.
It's a good
said,
segue
don't
to
forget,
the other
Miss
side of the
Betty,
story.
We gotta look at the other side because
Yeah.
we have Denise who experienced the domestic violence and also the molestation, but we have Miss Betty who administered the violence.
Well,
You gotta speak up. Let us know you
the
can.
first part was that I was verbally and mentally abused by my husband. I did swing on him. I dug my nails in his face. I pulled the skin off his face. I attacked him like a pit bull. And I told him to leave. And we got into an argument because I had suspicion that he was cheating. He was cheating. We were married. We dated for 9 years before we got married. But I always, in the back of my head, I kept saying, you cheating, you cheating. He had me thinking I was crazy, like, oh, you just insecure. So I felt, oh yeah, I'm just insecure. Well, when I found out he was cheating, I found condoms. We married. We didn't use condoms.
Right.
So that was my proof.
Yeah.
So I questioned him.
Yeah.
And he told me, fuck you, deal with it.
Ooh.
We're married.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Deal with him cheating?
Yes.
Okay,
He
come
said
on.
we were married and I just
You
needed
just
to
had to
deal with it. So my deal with it was attack. I went into attack mode and I beat him pretty bad, and I kept saying, just get out, just get out.
Yeah.
When he told me he wasn't leaving because we were married, I just felt like I had to act on that, so I did. And I spent 2 days in jail, and he tried to get me to lose my job. He started calling my job. He put an order of protection against me, but he kept calling me. When I went to the prosecutor, she laughed. I let her listen to the voicemails. She said, well, he's just trying to get back with you. I said, this man put an order of protection against me. He tried to get me to lose my job. If he had left, if he had apologized and left, the situation wouldn't have went the way it did. But because he said, fuck you, deal with it, I just went into attack mode.
Yeah.
He told you to deal with it. So.
Yeah,
He
so
really did.
and I even told the judge when she asked me why I attacked him, I said he told me to deal with it. I didn't know what that meant. I thought that meant rip his head off.
So you found out more though about the cheating.
Yeah, he had lost his job. He was
Okay.
working for the post office, had a good job. And he got fired. And I found out that he got fired for not going to work.
For now.
While we're going to work every day, or I thought I was going to work, he wasn't going to work. He was going out to cheat.
So did you ever find out who he was cheating with?
No, I didn't find out who,
Okay.
but it didn't matter who, because like I said, I dated him for 9 years before we got married. So, and the whole time I kept saying, if you're not finished in the streets, I'm not the one to marry.
Right.
He thought I was going to be that woman that ball up in the corner and just cry.
Right.
And when I had my proof,
So
That
you
was
filed
it.
a domestic violence case.
Yeah, I
Charged
did.
you
I got a
with domestic
misdemeanor
violence.
domestic violence case.
Okay. So it was a misdemeanor. It wasn't a felony.
Right,
So-
because I just attacked him with my hands.
Okay. So was there any physical damage done to him?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was yellow. I dug my nails in. I pulled as much skin off of him. He wore glasses. I took his glasses. I stomped on him. And then he still was saying he wasn't gonna leave.
Yeah.
And I called my son. My son, 6-something, 200-some pounds. He didn't care for him anyway.
Yeah.
So when my son came to the house, he still said leave. He wouldn't leave. My son swung on him. Then he left. But then, as he's going down the street, my son is like, you know, he hit you. I was like, no, he didn't hit me, but the damage was done. What I did to him was obvious, you know.
And so I wonder though, in society, is it a double standard? Because I hate to have to bring this up, but we see what happened with Chris Brown and Rihanna. Rihanna was the aggressor in the situation, and Chris Brown defended himself, but he also fought her as well. So, because you two are guys, how do you feel like, what were you taught, what were your parents, what did your mom and dad ever tell you about, you know, girls hitting you, you hitting on girls? Like, how do you feel just hearing what Betty said?
I mean, growing up, my mother said if somebody hit you, you hit them back. But that was mainly for like boys and stuff, when you growing up, boys fighting and stuff. And then, you know, one time, I saw like one of my friends, they was fighting a girl or whatever, something happened like that. And my mom was there and she was just watching because it was in front of our house. She was telling me, like, I forgot what the girl did, but I remember my mom saying, if a girl ever do that to you, I don't want you to punch her, but just like shove her away from you, like hard though, so she at least falls. So, but it ain't gonna be no crazy damage. But I was just like, no, I can't hit no girl because I already know physically I'm stronger than enough. But I'm mentally like, I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm not for that, so I'm not going. A girl would have to do some crazy stuff, like if she smacked me or something like that, I could take that. I'm not gonna say just walk up and smack me because I'm gonna like shove the fuck out of you, but don't just be smacking. I don't play that. But like if a girl try to do something super damage, like with a knife or something like that, then yeah, I protect myself. Other than that, I don't see myself hitting a female, honestly.
Oh Lord.
Hey yo, have I ever hit a woman before?
One second. Disclaimer: I ain't never had no crazy woman or story that we like here. Sure.
Yo, I've been on both sides of domestic violence. Yo, I have slapped women around before. I have been maybe like your ex-husband. I'm not gonna lie, and it took a lot of therapy and anger management for me to get over it. And what I think it stems from is I grew up. There's 6 of us: 2 older brothers, 3 older sisters. I'm the youngest. And my older brothers, they were off to college and into the military and everything. So my sisters basically raised me. So when you're growing up with older sisters, they're kicking your ass. I'm 6 years old, 7 years old. They're like 13 and 16. They're whooping my ass like, yo, hit me with skateboards and easy bake ovens when they get mad and we're fighting.
Yeah.
So it never dawned on me that I'm fighting for my life. I'm hitting a woman. It's like I'm protecting myself.
Right.
So then, as you get older and you take that into a relationship, you're not really focused on this is a woman because you grew up fighting your sisters, your siblings, your cousins that were women. So when it comes back into your relationship, it doesn't have the same, you kind of like just, I don't look at her as, oh, this is a woman, don't hit her. I look at it as, she's going to hurt me. Protect yourself. And you, with your loved ones, with my sisters, we could fight like cats and dogs. But then afterwards, we're going to be doing the electric slide. But with your wife, your girlfriend, you hit it, that's damage forever. And it took years of anger management for me to get to that point where if you cut my Timbs up, I'm just going to be like, yo, you bugging, tax season, you buying me some new ones.
Right. And is that where you are right now?
What?
Is that what you
Wait,
said?
the tax season?
Season. You
Oh,
give
yeah.
me some
So this
2
is
new
recent?
pairs.
Oh, no. This is like a long time ago. But
Okay.
it's so, you know what I mean? I'm not definitely not condoning hitting women.
Yeah.
But ladies, before you put your hands on a man, you never know what you've been through. So don't just be rushing up on somebody because, yo, his background might be like, yo, I don't care who get it. Man, woman, child, pterodactyl, anybody can get it. Don't put your hands on it.
Yeah, and I have experienced that heavy. Let's see, I've been choked, spit on, attacked in front of my kids. I have been knocked down. That's it. You.
Yo,
I'm good.
I think everybody aside from Ali, which is he's
Yeah.
a strong man to take that slap
Yeah.
and be like, yo, you know what? But you know, I don't really mean to talk too much about it, but women are different nowadays.
Yeah.
Like in the 60s and 70s when you were like 20, it was.
You getting a whooping.
But like back in the day, you know what I mean? You slap a woman, she just like, oh!
Right.
Yo, you slap a woman nowadays,
Right.
We fight
she's
them
coming.
out, yeah.
Denise, her last name is Powers.
Right.
She's coming with all the power.
I wish I had that power, y'all. I ain't coming.
You ain't coming, you ain't backing down. Stop
I
playing.
am backing down.
But it takes a lot of strength, like Ali said,
Yeah.
to have that
It
discipline.
absolutely does.
So yo, big up to you. I think that's 5.
We at 5?
All right, it is time for the Viewers Corner.
This corner, sponsored by
Viewers
LTC.
Corner.
Now, this is the worst phone in the world. It's been through some wars, you know what I mean, for tax season coming.
Shout out to tax season and W2 should be hitting on
Yo,
January.
guys ain't
28th.
hitting women
You know,
right
they
now.
about to pay a
That's
mortgage.
right.
Look.
They in love. Everybody in love.
Everybody is in love. This is cupping season, as
Yeah.
we know.
That's
No.
why
Tax
No.
season coming. Nobody ain't about to break up.
guys ain't hitting women right now. You
Exactly.
like,
We rubbing feet.
and women act up during tax season. Women be like, where you been, bitch ass nigga? You be
And you
like,
take it.
outside,
coming.
playing basketball.
And with my boy Ron Court, I'll be there in 2 minutes. I promise.
I'm gonna get these rims. So what we did with the Viewers Corner is that we post a stat, question of the day, LTC Uncut, definitely follow the page, Lunchtime Chronicles, and we're asking a question and we're just getting some responses. That question of the day, is it ever right for a man to hit a woman?
Right.
So I'm gonna read some of the responses and I want y'all to tell me what do you think about it. Let's see who we got here. Remy Banks said, my dad told me if I hit a man, be prepared to get knocked out like a man.
And that was from her dad.
That's from her dad.
I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Like, I mean, if I hit because as a woman, why would I want to hit a man though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at that like, I don't care what my father say, but why would I want to put my hands on a man?
I mean, and then
Where's my head at mentally that I just feel like I can't walk away?
some girls say that though. I beat your ass like. Some
Yeah.
girls,
But why is they talking like that? Because
They
I
ain't
feel
got-
like that is
they don't
not
have-
ladylike. That's not ladylike.
I don't know. They might not have a strong.
That's
father
not
figure.
lady.
They might.
That's
my
my whole point where I'm trying to go is your foundation. Like, where's your foundation at that you feel it's okay to even say, I'm gonna knock you out? I don't think none of that's cute because I mentor young girls and everything. I can be goofy all day, but do not approach yourself like that because how you approach yourself and how you act in society, you're going to have to live with that. You're gonna have to answer to that later. So now her father said that. What if she do that and then she in a coma somewhere? You just told her, you know what I'm saying? No, don't tell her that. Tell her the right way.
Yeah.
Tell
I
her
think
the
that
right
was
way.
bad. I think that was a bad response.
Yes.
From him, just as a father overall, to say to his daughter, like I would think that the response would be like, listen, you're not as strong as a man, so don't put your hands on him because you're not going to like the consequences that may come after that. So if you have to walk away, walk away. But don't let him put his hands on you. And if he does that, then you do everything in your power to get out that situation. But as far as, that's a no for me.
I'm not condoning the way he said it, but we gotta think some people use fear to learn. So
Yeah.
like, just like if, I don't know, like just growing up, if you hear something where your mom say, don't do this or this gonna happen, she putting that fear in you so you don't go do that. So maybe
Right.
that's what he's saying to her, like, don't hit no dude because he can hit
Yeah.
you back and his hits are harder and
Yeah.
it will knock you out. You know what I'm just
Like,
saying?
don't stick the fork in a socket. You're going to electrocute yourself.
Yeah, you could have phrased it a little better, but
Yeah.
I kind of see what you're saying, but I agree with them.
Yeah.
Okay, BB, what you got to say about that?
Well, I was pushed. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's still on trial for this, so.
I
So she really can't
It's
go too
over
much
with.
They
into
opened up no
detail.
cases.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't go looking it up.
No, I mean, had he not said what he said, that was That was the trigger.
Yeah.
That was how you tell somebody that you married to, that you've been telling
Deal with
everybody in your circle that you love, and then you get caught wrong and you say deal with it. Fuck you, deal with it. I was like, how do you say that to me?
Right.
I looked around like, somebody else in here?
Right.
And like, I just felt, like I said, the trigger was fuck you, deal with it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say that. So, I mean, I don't know what he meant, deal with it. Did he mean go sit in the corner and cry? You know, did he say, did he mean that I should say, oh, I forgive you, everything's okay?
Yeah.
No, it's not, because I gave you 9 years of opportunity to say, I don't want to be married.
Yeah. And you didn't do it. What's the next question, Elliot?
Well, the next one comes from Kiana Monique. And I'm kind of going to ask Ali about this one right here because he's never hit a woman so far. But you're still young, so there's plenty of hope.
Life is long. I ain't condoning it, but don't test me.
Plenty of hope one day. But,
I did do.
Oh, wait a minute! Here we go! I knew he had
I know about it.
Mine was domestic violence because, I mean, that's kind
Oh,
of.
y'all wasn't together.
That's the thing.
Like, I'm
we
just
kind of just met, but it wasn't like I was trying to hurt her. But you know, some girls like getting choked. It was light, and it was a little grip, but it wasn't too hard. But we was at a club, and she was like in between my legs, and she biting her lips and flirting, and you know, and I just grabbed her neck. But that was just.
That's where it starts. Is that where it starts? That's where it starts. Start with the little grab in the neck.
No, I think they was doing that on some little friggin'
Yeah,
time.
that's what they know. This is the thing.
Like,
I was
you
trying.
know the border.
I
You
was
know
trying
the
to freak
border.
stuff. I misinterpreted her because she wasn't knowing.
He read her wrong.
She backed up and was like, "What?" But she.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
She was not.
Yeah, with Betty.
If she was here, it would be she would be opposite. I'm trying to
Yeah.
say she was
Okay.
Italian and
Yes.
something else.
Yeah.
So she
And
just
she
was
didn't-
taken back because.
She didn't like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like,
But every other girl I did with, they bite their lip in front of me in between my
So
legs.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, I'm confused. So, you seen her in the club? Did you know her?
Nah, I started.
Oh, you just walked up to her, put your hand around her neck? You like the
I
Undertaker?
bought her a drink. She came over. We was talking, having a good time, and she in between my legs for like 45 minutes, and we just flirting with each other.
Okay.
And she like grinding on me, but then she bit her lips and looked at me, and in my head I'm like, damn, that was good. Grab her. And I grabbed her.
Okay, you heard the voice.
Yeah, I heard the voice. I don't know if it was him though, because he came from down here. I was like, what you say? Something?
Bite her ear. Punch her in the back of the head. She's gonna like this.
So, yeah. But yeah, okay. But go ahead. What's the question?
So the question, because you've never done it so far, except for that example. Let's say you come into the house, you have a newborn baby. This is from Kiana Monique, and she's violating the child. Would you kick her ass then?
violating in what way?
Maybe
Like,
abusing the child.
okay.
Got the thumb, got the thumb in the baby butt. Who knows?
Oh,
but you
God.
just, I mean, people go through some crazy things.
I
So
mean,
what
okay.
what do you do?
So like mental abuse, if she was just like yelling at her, even though I'm gonna just say her for some reason. I don't know why the baby was her because I do want a girl first. But if she yelling at her, I mean, I like, what are you doing? Like, I talk to her and stuff. Now, physically hitting, I don't even know. See that? I don't. I will hope just like by my background, my resolve and stuff that I don't see red, but I know me. Like when I do get angry, that's why nobody's seen me angry in like 8 years. But if I do get angry, I can't control myself. That's why I don't get to that point. And I feel like if I did see that, I probably would go crazy because you are the number one. But once you have my child, you shift to number two. Unfortunately, and my kid's gonna be number one. And if I saw that, you're an enemy right now, and I gotta protect my cubs for real.
He should be like nominated for Black History
And I
Month,
think
man.
that's what-
That was a dope answer right there. Did you hear that?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a lot of big words.
That's got to be 6 or 7. We'll see. We'll see the total. Your statement though about the shift with the kids becoming number one and then her becoming number two. This would be speaking hopefully as if she would be your wife.
Yeah.
Right. That causes a lot of problems in homes because it does because the thought is it's you and I, so this is us, and then it's the kids. And so when you flip it and you are, of course we're supposed to see about the kids, but you also are supposed to still see this is your main priority because this is the union that's together. And when that happens, you'll have instances like here where you thinking everything is okay and everything isn't okay, and he's out living a whole completely different life, a double life. And then in your aspect here, it's I love this man, and he's really just out for self-gain, and he's getting me at my best. You know what I mean? He's taking advantage and taking control, and so there's a whole different dynamics in, I would say, the black household and relationships than you see more so in other cultures, because, you know, we got a lot of stuff going on. We don't know what our specific roles are. You got men that are staying at home, women that's out working, so the roles are reversed there. Then you got women who don't want to relinquish the control because they have seen the men. They aren't comfortable, and they're so used to always being able to do things on their own. So it's like this whole dynamics, and then it trickles down to what we have here and what we're talking about. A lot of people, it may not happen to, but then more often than not, it is happening. And a lot of people aren't talking about that. So I'm kind of glad that we are discussing this, because it's heavy. How do you get out of it though? Like, how do you maneuver out of domestic violence?
I think I was more blessed because I was praying more, and everybody was seeing it, and my child was seeing it. Afterwards, my son had to go through peer witness violence. So I feel like after I almost lost my life, and he left me in that tub and left and told me, you find your way out this tub to get my daughter in that bed, when I knew it could be possibly I can't wake up, then that was my time to go. So that's why I tell females, just that one straw, I don't care if y'all think y'all can change a man, you cannot change a man, keep it moving. Because the longer you stay, he feel like you strong, you got this, and it progress, it get more and more and more, and then you close to losing your life. Like, I took it for so long, it probably wouldn't even got to where it got if I'd have been left it when I seen them signs. But since I wasn't healed, I didn't notice them signs. I didn't want to know them signs. I was comfortable. I was taking it. You know, and like I said earlier, love is not supposed to hurt. And once you learn to love yourself and God, you're going to realize that this is not for me. So it's like, now, when somebody talks to me, correct, click. Click. Now, see, me and you are the opposite. And I was about to say something about your situation, about how you said, he said what he said, excuse me, so you reacted in a physical way. Where was your mind at that point mentally that made you take that quote he said physically instead of walking away? Because now in my situation, when I argue, like with my ex, like we go and we argue, and we've been married and we continue to try again, and it's not working, and we're still hitting him saying, but I leave. So instead of me fighting or cussing him out how he cussed me out, or say, you be, you this, you that, F you too, doo-doo, because I don't do that. You know, I got heavy messages to where he said, you a HOE, you a be disrespecting me, but I don't retaliate physically. I just leave. I will pack my stuff up. I don't care if I came back yesterday. I'm packing my stuff up the next, I leave. So the way I do it is I leave.
No,
I don't come back.
Well,
physically.
I
So I was
didn't
trying to say, what was your head at that point that you responded?
That was my house. He moved in my house. When I asked him to leave, I didn't ask him to leave, I told him to leave because of his cheating. He told me he wasn't leaving. So I didn't know what else to do. I knew I needed to get him out of my house, out of my life. And even after that, I had a house phone and a cell phone. I changed my cell phone number. And I had to turn my house phone off because I would come home every day from work and my voicemail would be full of nothing but messages from him. You know you love me and we gonna get back together. And I'm like, why would you think this after I told you 9 years ago, if you wasn't ready to get married, then we don't need to get married? He had me thinking I was insecure when he probably had been cheating the whole 9 years. And I'm turning my head saying, well, it's me. He said it was me, and he ain't doing that. Well, I took my marriage vow serious.
Yeah.
And it's obvious he didn't. So when he said, fuck you, deal with it.
Just snap.
It was
So
over.
You ain't wonder what
I knew it was over. I knew it was
I'm about to
over.
put these up.
Right.
That's all I was trying to say is that when he said deal with it, you didn't say, you know what, I'm tired. I know you've been cheating all this time. I deserve better. I'm about to go. You wasn't.
Let me tell you some of the signs. We would come home. We got off about the same time. We would come home. His cell phone would be turned off. The power turned off. We sat on the couch. He stuck the phone on the floor by his feet.
I'm giving it away right now. Nigga, stupid.
I said, that's suspect. This is my phone. I can do what I want to do. I said, well, what if your family want to call you? He had 2 kids. What if your kids want to call? Everybody has your phone number, my house phone number. I said, okay, it's me. He get up, go to the bathroom. He took his phone that's cut off. The power is cut off in the bathroom. I said, why you take your phone in the bathroom? It's my phone. Why are you worried about my phone? And that, I said,
It's all about that.
okay,
I'm
it's
telling
me.
you.
It's still me. I'm still thinking it's still me. It wasn't me. I saw the signs. I saw everything.
It wasn't her, y'all.
It wasn't me.
And you know what?
So, like I said, I did snap. I was like, I'm telling you that nothing is adding up the way you telling me, and it's all adding up the way I'm thinking.
You have a lot of people, like I've experienced that. Hell, my husband has slept with his phone inside his pants or in a pillowcase, and I'm like, I'm not stupid. Like, come on, are you serious? And I have been both. So I'm looking at myself here in both. I have experienced, I haven't to the degree that you have, but I have had it happen. I was pregnant when it happened to me twice. I've been the other person to find out that he's out here doing something, and I completely snapped and had a whole Janet Jackson moment from Why Did I Get Married to busting up some things, and it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? Why be put through something like that when it's easier said than done, but why not just walk away? Like, why stay and make somebody go crazy for thinking some things, or why stay in a relationship where you don't respect your wife, but you know that she loves you? Like, that for me, is something that I'll never
That
get.
is.
Now we
Yeah.
go right there.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family. I'm with the LTC. This is the Lunch Time Chronicles. Yo, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to show my shirt.
Yo,
Come on, show this.
Yo, hold on a second, but we got to get to uncut. We
show.
didn't get uncut.
I know we got 7 minutes.
We got
look,
7 minutes to get uncut.
I was like, you didn't know how to bring up an
this is
uncut
a
question.
good topic, and we talking. It's because the only thing I could bring up with an uncut is but you kind of answered it because I was gonna say, what do like after physical abuse does happen? Is it like sex that's offered to come? And you said that's how you respond.
Yeah, that was my negative.
And I got one little thing because it was in my head. When I said the shift from 1 to 2, I was just thinking like, you are a grown woman. I still love you no matter what.
Yeah.
But the kids can't take care of themselves. They are the number one priority.
Yeah.
You could take care of yourself no matter. If we break up at the end of the day, you will be fine. These kids ain't, so they got to be number one.
That's what get him in the Tyler Perry movie,
Right.
man. This guy is perfect, man. I'm about to put some water on his mouth and walk on it. Golly, any single ladies. Yo, for real. And if you need Viagra, I got it. So,
Blue pill,
dedication you ladies.
that shit crazy. I couldn't say.
Elliot, we gonna open it up to you. We got a couple minutes. You got something
I had
uncut you
I had
wanna
an LTC uncut question.
Okay, come on
I
with
wanted
it
all
then.
of y'all to answer. Let's rock with it. I want to know, what's the pettiest thing you've done to get even with somebody?
Woo, child.
I broke windows. I broke every window.
busted windows.
I ain't never broke a window in my life, but when I knew my ex-husband was cheating on me our whole marriage, and then I called him. I don't even care if she watched. I called him. I called her phone. I said, "Is my husband there?" She said, "Yeah." Then y'all break up. How we break up and he my husband? So I said, that made me so mad. So I said, since he with you right now, let him know I'm breaking all these windows. Ooh. And I walked around. But I was like, see, I ain't doing
You broke the windows. What you break it with?
I threw something at every window.
You my car, right?
No, the house.
Don't you
I walked around the house.
Don't you live in it?
I had love.
Oh.
We was arguing.
I say it's about to be cold, motherfucking
I
night.
left. Right. I left.
I'm sleeping in my coat tonight.
Hey.
But look, this one just know I was gone for a month type stuff. You see what I'm saying? We had just broke up for not even 3 days, and he laid up with her. You see what I'm saying? So this is not
Oh, so they had
right. We're not even healed. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're not even healed yet. And I call her phone, and she like, now I'm getting myself mad again. Wait, right
She about to beat me.
And I went around it. I said, I ain't never broke a man window. I broke
So,
your
Miss Baby,
window.
I gotta answer this last.
Yeah.
I got a good petty situation.
Petty Betty.
Elliot, remember? I took this guy that was trying to mess with my little nephews, one of his choices.
Very
He thought he would call her and leave her a message on the things he wanted to do to her. So I called him up, and I live on one side of town, he live on the other side of town. And I called him and said, I want to see you. First I called him and confronted him, and he told me she was lying, and I said, okay, yeah, she lying. In the meantime, I'm a Scorpio. I'm plotting. So
Scorpio.
I get him to come over and tell him all the things that we're gonna do, and then I come up with the women excuse, like, not tonight. But anyway, the next morning I said, let's go to breakfast. I drove this man. I made sure he had no money on him first. I drove him to Cuyahoga Falls. He was there, where we going? I said, we're going to this place that I went to, and it's off the highway. We ended up going, Applebee's or Friendly's or whatever. I was like, I can't find the place. I had not a clue where I was going. I just knew I wanted to take him far from Cleveland. I took him about 45 minutes from Cleveland. Paid for the food, and I told Elliot, we're leaving. And I left him sitting there. Oh, this is the funny part. We got to the restaurant. They sat us like right here. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like Applebee's. They don't even open till like 11.
Right.
I'm plotting. I don't know where else to go. So we sit, the waitress sit us by the door. I said, no, I don't want to sit here. So she said, where would you like to sit? I said, over there. Because I knew that I could have his back to the door.
Yeah.
So I pretended like I was going to the bathroom, told Elliot we're leaving, paid for the food. I was going to leave and not pay for his food, but I didn't want to get charged knowing that he didn't have any money. So we leave him at the restaurant and drive back to Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
And he was handicapped.
And he was
He had like a little bop in his step. And I saw him walking in the rearview mirror with the little bop. That was the saddest shit I ever seen in my life.
That was the funniest
thing. This is the
thing.
reason why I need to pray with you.
Yeah.
Pray.
Because
I was
of
about
my
to say,
aunt.
my situation, I was mad because my uncle ended up fixing the windows. And me and my uncle fell out. I said, this nigga cheating on me and you went over there and fixed some house windows. He like, I thought y'all was getting back together. No, we wasn't.
Elliot looking like, I know you got something.
Yeah, we got like a minute 40 on the clock. Drop it. Get ready to drop it out.
I mean, I have done a couple of things, and let's say I have retaliated the same way that things were done to me. The one thing that stood out to me, though, that I did, my husband used to take this creatine shake, and he would drink it every morning, and it was trying to help him build muscle. And so I went and I dumped a whole bunch of flour in it, and I shook it up. And he was constipated, and it was hard for him to use the bathroom, and so I guess he has hemorrhoids now. So I don't know if it's because of that.
You gave this man hemorrhoids?
Hey, I'm just saying, like, karma. I am Karma's little sister, Carmelita. Okay,
Carmelita.
I have not gotten. I'm working on my pettiness. How about that? I put it to you like that. Really quick though, can you tell everybody where they can find you and if you have anything coming up where they can come see or hear some of your speaking?
Okay, you can find me on Facebook at Denise Powers. You will see it. It say motivational speaker, CPR instructor. You can also find me on Instagram, Miss CPR Instructor. I do have an event coming up on Mother's Day, or Mother's Day brunch, because my book will be launching. This year, it was supposed to launch last year, but things happen. But this year, God is able to make it happen. So we will have a ladies brunch coming soon. I also have a women's group called Speechless Women. So if you guys want to join, tag me.
What you gotta say, BB? What's your Facebook name? Let them know how to find you in case they want to get beat.
I don't want them to know that part.
I don't want them to
I don't
know.
want them to know that part.
Ali,
Yeah.
do you have any petty moments, bro?
No, honestly, I really don't.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The only thing
like,
probably when me and my ex was arguing, like my body temperature is extremely hot, but she used that to go to sleep, so I make sure she didn't lay on my chest at night, so she'd stay up till like 2 in the morning, and then she'd fall asleep. But that's probably about it.
We got to give him a couple years.
I'm about to say, I really ain't. Before we close out though, we gonna do something new. They don't even know about this yet. I was just thinking about it, but if y'all learn anything important about the day, so we, either it could be a fact that you learned about today that's something you didn't know, or if you got a good little quote to end it out, and I'll go first. Off of what Mrs. Power said, you cannot change a man should want to change for you. Anything? Something you learned or just?
Apologize. You know, when you do something wrong, apologize. You know?
What I learned from Betty on Betty is, fellas, if you got a cell phone, yo, they got cheap phones at like Family Dollar. Get you a little $20 phone, hide that shit in the bushes in a Dorito bag, and that way you ain't gonna get caught. You ain't gotta put it in your shoe, you ain't gotta put it in your pillowcase.
Right.
Get a little cheap phone, keep that shit in your car engine when you get in the house, and there you go. Problem solved. You wouldn't have to say deal with it.
Right.
That's right.
That's all. Deal with that.
And don't tell women like me, deal with it.
Right.
What I learned today is, to be honest, I feel like God moves you in certain directions, and your situation is like my recent situation. This is why Denise will be single, because everything you just said, I was recently going through. So God is good. Thank you for that open eye, you know, and that reminder of why I shouldn't even open that door, because I've been through so much and I just can't deal. So thank you for your story. Thank you guys for having me. But everybody else, love yourself, love God first, and do not open that door until you're healed.
I would definitely say something that you said, and I have to piggyback off of that. Love does not hurt. If a man can or a woman can hurt you in the same breath and turn around and say that they love you, it's not love. It's a selfish gain of control and possession for you. So love yourself more than the hurt that they're giving you. Thank you guys for sitting down on the couch with us. Thank you for being strong enough to share your story.
Oh, I love it. God is
today.
good.
And I pray for continued growth for you. And I look forward to that book because I want to read it. I want to come to the Mother's Day brunch. So please keep me posted on that. Thank God you ain't in jail. Keep your knuckles in your fist. You know, go take that energy and go to a boxing ring or somewhere. But please don't mess with her. Don't tell her, F her, deal with it. Okay?
Yeah, good idea.
But guys, thank you for tuning in this evening. Please, again, make sure at the bottom of the screen you follow the LTC Uncut, follow the Lunch Time Chronicles, and go over to Instagram and do the same thing. You have spent your evening here. No, before I say that, come back on the 28th of January for the reunion show. It is going to be the original cast of the Lunchtime Chronicles, our new host with us, and Candy Baby 7713 will be joining. So, you know, Miss Shayla Davon 93 everywhere. Salika Lowry will be here. And it's going to be a turn up. So make sure you have your cups, because we are drinking what?
Crown Royal.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. Thank you for tuning in this evening. We hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you know somebody or you are experiencing domestic violence, Please get help ASAP and get out. We want you to live and we want you to survive. You are worth it. Good evening.